Hello friends, this is Wendy and I am a paper crafter, a scrapbooker, a junk journaler, and today I am going to be following kind of a challenge from a friend of mine. And the challenge is to change something that is kind of designed for a 12 by 12 page and to put it into my junk journal, which if I go all the way across, that is 12 inches. But this way it's only 8 inches. And so what I'm thinking about doing is turning it into two 12 by 8 pages, which means treating it kind of like a scrapbook. Anyway, so I have, guess I might as well get this out of the way. I'm going to be working in my Disney book. This is from Christmas. There we go. So I have 2 pages I'm going to add to this particular signature. And I've ordered more photos from Walmart. Generally, I get my photos from Amazon, but they do take about a week to get here. And I want to do this project now. So Walmart with their hour photo is pretty darn good. And I don't have any of the other places. You know, I know that I think Walgreens does photos, but we don't have a Walgreens here. And to sort of see what pictures I am going to put where before I move on. One thing that I talked a little bit in one of my last videos about the difference between stitching a book in and being able to do it like this. And one of the pluses this way, again, is that I can choose my own paper. I've also realized that with the 2 that I already stitched in, I'm definitely putting that there. But you know, it's not very big. I would probably add something else with it. I'm going to just sit these right here for right now, because I know this is kind of where I want to put those. And I have these 2 pages like this, so because I need a 2-page spread. All right. I can take all my bulk out now that I know. Okay. But one of the things when I start a scrapbook page, and I mentioned this months ago when I was still doing 12 by 12, but I was doing these 12 by 12 and you know, I start with a white piece of paper, and generally with this American Crafts, it's not as good as watercolor paper. It's not as good as Tim Holtz mixed media paper, but it is 12 by 12. I do have 12 by 12 watercolor paper though. It's really thick. But if I was ever going to watercolor in my book, I would do that. Let me get this so I've got everything in frame. This gives me a canvas to do whatever I want to do on it. Whereas if I've already got a green piece of paper or a pink piece of paper or a brown piece of paper, you know, my creativity is less because part of my canvas is already taken care of for me. However, with both the Hedwig book and my Corby book, I'm trying to tell a story, and I'm not trying to be nearly as artsy as I am just trying to get this down. Well, and then with Hedwig's book, there's not a lot of story to tell. There's just a lot of photos to just get put out. And if I feel inclined to be creative, then I will. I hope that made sense. Yeah. So I'm starting with white paper. I'm starting just like I would start any scrapbook page. So the first thing I do is I cut my pictures. So this was the whole photo. Now, first of all, I don't really have room for a whole 6 by 6 photo, so I have to do at least a little bit of trimming if it's going to be this way. However, this is half of a Mickey, and then people I don't know, and strollers. Like, I don't need that. So this is the focus of my photo. On this page, it's gonna be a Minnie. Minnie's right there. So Minnie Mouse head. And like I mentioned, I ordered some photos from Walmart, and I'll probably put a photo down here. Because if it was the 12 by 12, there'd be a photo down here and a photo down here. But I'm gonna save that for this page. However, I don't know that I just wanna have a Minnie Mouse head over here. I think I want to have a photo as well. But I'll have to wait till I pick those up. So I need to audition paper. Part of this paper will end up on my page. I don't know whether I'm gonna like any of these. I like that one. It's not really the right color though. Well, it does match Goofy's shirt. I will speed this process up. Well, I think I found the paper I like the best. How much of her is going to be on this? It's going to be like that. So, you know, and it's my layout. I can do whatever I want with it, right? I can change things up. It actually goes like that more. And then there's another color behind. But I could live with that. So I'm going to cut this. Let's see, 1.5 inches. So that's there. And I need to leave a little bit over here. So, because of the whole opening and closing the book kind of a thing. Going right to the edge does not work. So I'm going to cut right there. Okay, so just to place this, it's like 1 inch down, so I'll put a little dot there, and 1.5 inches in, so it's going to go like right there. And then this is going to spread out onto this page. And as you may already know, if you follow me at all, I absolutely have to find out where the lines are so I don't cross any lines. And I like to do that with oxide, and so I'm going to pick out, first I want to look at the photo and see what colors I have. I'm going to pick out that color partly because I have it on my desk. So let's find, there it is, Seedless Preserve. Now I need to find my foam. So I have all these out for that baby book, which, you know, there is a bit of urgency with the baby book to get her done. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to ink around the side, I'm going to ink down here, and I'm going to ink around there, and I will speed that up. Got a little carried away with my inking, and I ended up inking way over here. And so, but if there's a problem, I can always ink over it. And it makes a good argument for doing the pages, do all of the artwork before you do the pages, tie the pages in, because then it's just so much easier to take care of than having a whole book with a cover and everything. All right, so let me go back to my colors here. Was it like, no, yes. It was supposed to go longer. No, it wasn't. Well, actually it was, but it'll be fine. I wasn't thinking but it'll be fine. I can always add more. There's so much that you can do, you know. So this is supposed to be, like I said, a Mickey head on top of this. There's also supposed to be 2 stripes that go across. So, you know, there was a color in one of those books that really came out with her color there. I think I will do that as the stripe. Okay, so I want to pick a color. I think, see, it could just be the processing. She's probably wearing more red, but I think that, yeah, this is the winner. All right, so I think I need to ink a bit. So I'm going to ink here. I guess I could have introduced a different color, but this is what I got. Oh, I gotta tell you, so, and it's coming next week. I ordered a few more of these, the tools. That's coming sometime today. And then next week, I'm getting a new spindle. And it's not the same as what I have there. It's like plastic, and it'll be okay. It's not the same. Sorry. Anyway, this needs to be snipped. So I'll snip it. I also need to ink it because, you know, inking is everything. I was watching someone, don't remember who it was, wasn't somebody I've watched more than once, but she was like, I used to ink, but I never ink anymore. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, she doesn't have to ink, and you don't have to ink if you don't want to. But why would you follow me if you didn't ink, right? Because inking is everything. I am limited in my oxides, mainly because I wasn't totally convinced about them, but I do have Uncharted, and I'm thinking it might be perfect for this. So yay. This was one of those where if I wanted to buy the Distress ink, I had to buy the oxide also. And I thought, well, maybe one day I'll get into oxides. And that day has arrived. Oh, yes. Use your stuff. I have stuff and I'm using it. I'm going to have a new spindle. I'm going to have to organize my desk all over again because I'm using it differently than I have in the past. Now that I'm doing these scrapbooks, well, these little golden book size scrapbooks. Remember the first time somebody, well, it was Rachel. I love you, Rachel. Rachel had told me about using little golden books, and I was like, why would anybody do that? And I had all these plans for, is that gonna work for that? I think I better do the warm lipstick. Let me find that. There it is. Anyway, but I like this size. I like it better than I like the 12 by 12. I've been looking at a lot of my 12 by 12 pages, and sometimes I only have 1 or 2 photos on 12 by 12 page. I do not like this. I do not like it, Sam. I am. Oh, I know. I can put something else over it. I thought it would be great, but it'll be okay. How about that? I'm just going to say it's going to be okay, and I'm going to accept that it's going to be okay. I'm going to go back and, oh, I should have inked. Well, I can't wait for this thing to arrive, and it's not going to come until next week. Oh, I have to wait. Waiting is hard. So anyway, I had made plans. We have this hallway, And I've always wanted to have a library kind of look going through a hallway. And so we have half of the hallway is done, where my husband has made these cubbies and our books, and then I've also got knickknacks on there as well. And the other side of the hall, and it fits, well, it fits a normal average size book, any normal average size book. It's with a little bit of room to spare even. And so we have some turned on their sides, and we have knickknacks and stuff on there. Anyway, so the other side, the half of it goes into the bathroom. And so we had made plans to do it deep enough so I could put 12 by 12 scrapbooks. They actually end up being a lot bigger than 12 by 12. Like probably 14 by 14. And so I was like, yeah, we're going to have to go into the bathroom. So when we do this wall, we're going to have to, you know, there's shelving drawers on the other side built in. We'll have to, you know, make those smaller and move them in. And now it's like, you know what? I don't need all that space. I'm not going to do the 12 by 12 there. I'm going to put all of my, yeah, all of my little golden books there. So, yeah. Okay, so I have that, and I guess I have to continue on with the worn lipstick. You know, I don't think it's a problem. I think I will keep doing this. I also remember when I very first started scrapbooking, I didn't ink anything. And, you know, I knew somebody that did ink all of her edges, and I just thought, why would you do that? And now it's like, oh, why would you not? I think I'm going to end up cutting this because I was thinking of wrong measurements, but I have this so I can cut it and save that much space. Plus this goes above it like that. Yes, exactly like that. So I have, well, because there's a little bit of yellow showing on this one, it's only this one that matters. So I'm going to measure and see exactly where I need to do that. Okay, so I'm going to start gluing, and I'm going to glue this down, and I'll show you how it's going to be. This will then go right. I will overlap it, but ever so slightly. And then this will go below. Probably draw that. Okay. Okay, so somehow I got my measurements wrong. It really doesn't matter because as you saw, I was able to drop down this by covering it with that, and Minnie Mouse will be covering that. I need to do I'm going to do a Minnie Mouse head. Okay, so I have this stencil. So I'm going to do this on, probably on watercolor paper, and then fussy cut it out. So I guess I could do, you know, I could even do it a second time with the bow. So I can ink this, and if I make a mess, then I can just ink the bow and cut the bow out and then do that. Okay, yeah, I think I do want to, do I want to do it on watercolor paper? I don't think so. It's going to start getting too big, right? So let's play. So this is some of the leftover paper from the 12 by 12. Oh, well, I definitely want to do this black. I'm going to start with the just your basic ink. I got to find my black though. By the way, I got this stencil at Disneyland. I got it in January last year. Oh, yeah, a year ago. And so 2023, January 2023, in case, you know, you're watching this 6 years later and you're going, when was that? Let's see if I have any that are sticky. That's sticky. This one is not sticky. I might as well throw it away. And Hedwig is watching the snow. We're getting snow. It's like really, really, really fine snow. You can almost not see it, but it's marvelous. My husband doesn't like it because he has to drive in it, but it's marvelous. Anyway, so this came in, it was like a junk journal, sort of or a diary. Quite literally, it was meant for a child. Probably a little girl, but it wasn't meant for a 60-something-year-old lady. It was meant for a child. And there were these stencils, and then the book doesn't even have, it just has a brown, like craft colored cover. And the pencil, or the pen, has this craft colored cover to it as well. And you're supposed to, you know, use these stamps and do that. And I'm like, well, I didn't throw the book away, but, you know, I didn't want it. It does have paper in it, and I love paper, so that wasn't what I bought it for. I bought it for these stencils. So I'm going to use festive berries for the bow, because it's not red, but it's also not really super pink. Well, but I think it'll go. All right. So black soot and festive berries. Now I'm going to have to fussy cut both of them. Oh, that came out really good though. I like that. So get snips out. I think I'm going to ink around the outside of Minnie after I have finished cutting, and I will speed this up. So all of my growing up years, my mother taught kindergarten, and she would get the school's opaque projector, and she would buy, she either received them or she went out and bought them. I never saw that full process, but she would get greeting cards that were, you know, cute. And then, you know, cute for kindergartners. And then she would, you know, make them way bigger on, you know, on a sheet of paper on the wall. I'm sure she got all of that from the school. And then she would do what we now call fussy cutting. I don't think she called it anything other than cutting. And she taught me how to do it. She taught me how to, you know, make the areas smaller. So like if you are So like first thing I did with this one was to cut it so it was easier and more manageable. I don't think I want to, I think I'm going to leave that. And I think I'm going to ink around it. At least first with this. And I might ink with black as well. I'm going to see how it looks. But she taught me to leave like maybe a little white space around it, which sometimes I do. Depends on the item. I mean, I remember, you know, sitting next to her and she's cutting out her thing, and then I was cutting out whatever I was cutting out, and that she was, you know, teaching me how. And okay, so I definitely need to cut down there. So I'll just go all the way down. I'll go a little lower. She would also bring home paint. And I would wear one of my dad's shirts inside out. And I would paint. Let's see, I guess I would like that. Now, I don't think I need to color that in any other color. So I'm going to, you know, I don't fully like this. So I'm going to take a lighter color, like a gray. Spin the wheel. Let's see if I have enough just right on here. Oh, I do. I just kind of want to soften these designs a little bit. Kind of get a, I don't know. I get more of a Halloween vibe, I think, out of it with the eyes and the funny teeth kind of thing. I don't think that that was the intention, but that's what I see when I do this. So I want to soften it. I guess I need to get some more ink. So I wanted to put this on where I want it. And now I'm going to turn it over and draw because I don't want to glue. There, not yet, at least. Yep. Okay, so let's glue this down. There she is. Now let's see her on the page. Oh, she does not, but that's her color is black. What can I do? Should I do her again in a brighter color? But she's black. Her ears are black. I wonder what I could do. Okay. This is me walking away for a little bit, and I'll be back. Okay, so you probably guessed, that just did not go with the page at all. I was able to take the bow off. I'm going to start this with a lighter color and see how I like that. And if I want it to go darker, I can always go darker. So I'm going to start with Broken China and see how I like this. Yeah, I'll speed this up. I am way happier with that. I'm happier with the color. I'm happier with everything about that. All right, before I glue down, I feel like I need to do something in the corners. So I'm going to set this aside. This is another favorite. It's 006, THS 006. So it's one of Tim Holtz' first. And I like to put it in the corner. Well, I'll show you. I think I'll do this with the oxide just because it's on my desk. Literally just because it's on my desk. So let's do this. I'll speed this up. Well, I wish I had put that here or up here, but you can barely read it. Then again, it is a little snarky, so maybe it's just as well. This was the shortest parade ever. I think it was between 5 and 8 minutes. It was over. Anyway, we are done with this page. This stencil was from Disneyland. This stencil is Tim Holtz. The inks are all Tim Holtz. The sketch idea was from my friend Susan. And if you liked this, please give it a big thumbs up. Hit that notification bell and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And happy continuing into January New Year. Okay, bye.